Hi everyone. Welcome to Xer0 Idea. It's a podcast part of Traumatic Inc. Pretty much what we're going to talk about is just a bunch of different things. Obviously we're going to rotate through things constantly, as you would do in a podcast, believe it or not.
Damn.
But right now we're just playing... What game is this?
Xer0 Idea.
Clearly haven't played it before.
So it's only a game from like 2013, but you know, catch up.
Oh
no, we can't show that. Demonetized immediately. Why did you spawn in the red light district?
I don't know.
Welcome to this game.
Oh, thank you, YouTube algorithm.
Alright, what do I do to get in the car?
You hijacked the video.
Do I press
Y.
Is that Y?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've got a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's your hoe.
Wow.
You're a pimp, she's
That's
your hoe.
my-
No, I don't know. I tried to make the girl actually look like Taylor Swift because I think Taylor Swift's pretty cute. If you play my Sunset Overdrive account, you know it's the same sort of thing.
I know. I've watched
How to
you
create an
play
avatar?
that.
Taylor Swift.
She's got the looks
Taylor
alright.
Swift.
She's that blonde bombshell from next door. Anyway, this isn't a
I
podcast.
love how he just throws in some references to the actual music as well, not just.
So, one fun thing about this right now is that the webcam is covering
The mini-map?
Yeah.
He actually no, the mini-map's
The
down there.
map's down the bottom.
But I think it means like
No,
She
I
means-
can't,
Access
know
is
what's going on. She doesn't know
It's
what
telling you
it is.
yeah, but how do I?
Because you got out of the car.
No, I know, but it says to do something to access.
Now to move in
that.
just a little bit, sorry.
Is that a gang person? Is that where there's a red dot, the guy in the green?
Yeah, I think Red Dot's meant to be another gang member. I don't know. I haven't played much of this game, honestly. But,
Oh, okay.
did she?
She just wrapped around and like...
Alright.
Alright, getting used to the controls. I know that now
Alright, so
L2 is reversed.
this podcast is not sponsored because we'll get 2 views.
We clearly have no fucking idea what's going
Oh,
on.
that's a tree. That's a
Speaking
whole,
of not having an
that's
idea.
a whole tree right
Oh
there.
my lord.
So, what's up, Popo? Just gonna overtake. Is
with...
there an indicator?
No.
What?
She wants
You're
to
going
play.
around murdering people. Is there an indicator in this
Is
game?
there an
I don't want to give
indicator?
people the wrong
Got the green
idea.
light, alright, we can go. Oh, what's this?
What?
Rim.
Is it called Rim Job?
I hope.
It is. It's called Rim Jobs. What a guess.
Wow.
Taylor Swift needs... Never mind.
Yo, we're gonna have a vibe check real quick.
I have to edit out the entire beginning of this video.
Well, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Yes.
So, this is...
Who didn't put this
It is on silent!
Taxi!
It is on silent!
And you're cut.
So this is obviously our first podcast.
Red light.
We're going to try and do our best to make this a regular thing where we're all on camera, but it will probably fluctuate a bit. You can keep playing. I thought you stopped. For
No.
It should take a minute.
Ash, there was a red light.
We will, you just... Okay, that was double lines anyway, but whatever.
No, yeah.
So the green lights
It's
again.
alright, so move the lights. Okay.
He wrote that like a champ.
Alright, I need
so-
to know where to go.
This
The
will
car's
be
looking
I
a...
was looking a bit.
This will be a hopefully a common thing with all 3 of us in the same room. It might not be though, which would require us
Here
talking
you go.
over Discord or Skype with the
Sounds
3 of
about
us, something like that. Maybe playing a multiplayer game or something. Maybe just not doing anything except looking up YouTube clips. But while we've got all of us here, we're gonna use it. So, to introduce ourselves, my name is Ash, also Trauma online, because I'm a cool kid from the early 2000s that loves to drink Monster.
He has a lot of traumatic
Disgusting.
experience.
This is Andrew, also Xer0 with a X
Yes.
It's telling me to go through
and a
here.
0.
Yeah.
And this is Marty, aka Ducky.
Hello.
It's quacktastic.
It's
Oh,
fantastic.
no. No, it ain't.
Stop.
So, I'll let you keep taking charge.
All
We'll
right.
just try and keep this on a roll, and also let's try not to talk over each other while playing a game.
Smart.
So, if people are
Just like,
talking, maybe
fuck.
don't.
Alright. So, it's 2020, last decade, a lot of games were announced, but now a lot of games are being delayed.
Let's talk
Right.
about games announced first.
Games announced?
Let's we'll
Let's
work our
roll
way
with
to it because let's see what we're looking forward to. I reckon,
Yeah, that's fair.
and then we can work up to why we're disappointed in this year already. I wonder
It's
why.
2020, only the, it's been what, 18, 19 days
Yeah.
into the new year already. Pretty sad.
That was
Oof.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, games.
What's
Games.
games?
I'm trying to think what games are actually that I'm excited for this
I only
season.
have-
What's this? This season, season 1.
I have two games. I have two games that I'm really looking
Oh,
forward to.
Weeb alert! Let's go.
Weeb alert. Okay, well, Blindside, Last of Us Part 2. I'm actually really keen for that.
Sorry, generic white girl alert.
Ooh.
Wee! Do you not know good narrative? Besides that, obviously Final Fantasy VII. And you're on fire. Jeez.
I'm gonna have to get a new car.
You're still alive.
Sent.
You're still
Alright,
alive
I'm
somehow.
gonna take this truck.
Clean up your mess.
It's my truck. Mess with my truck. Lipstick.
Is he trying to get back in? He's trying to get back in.
For sure. Don't you dare.
What does he do? Here, right?
You really do be vibing though. They're just knocking my burning car further and further. Wow.
What is happening?
Oh my god, this is just a street cleaner. It's not even a truck.
Yes.
It took
What?
me how long?
Yeah.
It's so long. Alright. Cool.
Well, yeah. Besides that, I'm really keen. For a long time, I was kind of worried about Final Fantasy VII. A lot of reasons why. Because it's a classic. It's been around for decades. Known as one of the most popular games or JRPGs there is on the market. It's been re-released how many times? It's gone from PS to PS Store. It's gone to different now on PC, and then they did like an updated PC with people doing patches to it, so it looks a bit more cleaner, so it doesn't look like pixels on your screen.
We like to say it doesn't look like arse.
Yes. But now it's been completely remastered, and obviously if you know Kingdom Hearts 3 and how much that sucked, yeah, I'm going there.
Why did it suck? To someone who hasn't played the game, why did it suck?
Tetsuya Nomura keeps going way too deep and not deciding what he wants to do.
Hey audience, remember I said Weeb alert?
Yes, I am.
It was a very underwhelming game.
Yep. If you
Why-
know the series.
Why was it underwhelming though? Like, I've never played Kingdom Hearts because I just never grabbed my attention.
I think because like with 1, 2, and like the kind of games that followed and were in between and whatnot, they all kind of had a purpose that wasn't just to please everyone who's watching it. I want this. This is mine now. No, I want the bunny's car. No.
It's not even getting away that
Alright,
fast.
we're gonna take this car. Thank you. This is mine. Oh! Why is it giving me a cinematic this time?
Because this is a game that is described as best watched as a movie.
Is it actually?
Oh wow, this car fast.
Why do you think they made
Alright.
Free Guy? What, GTA? No, this.
Ooh.
So, yeah, so Kingdom Hearts just didn't live up to expectations,
Yeah.
essentially.
The third one definitely.
It mainly just catered to, I feel like they only catered to what some people like, or like the fandom wanted to see in terms of like characters to come back and, like they succeeded in that way. It did make me emotional because there were characters that, I really liked throughout the whole series that were in the third game, but like, a lot of the main content is usually different worlds, but I felt like it was only a remake of the movies that they were.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Frozen World was
Frozen
a huge,
especially.
huge example of that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that was like the best part of the game or
Oh,
something.
no.
No.
Like,
not
it was very
really.
Disney orientated, and they
Yeah.
removed all of the Square Enix characters.
Yeah, exactly.
So to me, that was an insult, because it was such a huge
She's
part of the
just
narrative.
going for it.
Just bleh. But yes.
Let Andrew talk.
It's alright. It's all G-Fam. So yeah, for me, that's, and you also have Square Enix that did Final Fantasy, and that constantly got delayed, and everyone knows about it. That was like the most talked about delayed game for a long time, and still is now to this day. It got a good bash when it came out because it was so misdone. I don't know the correct word. It's just like it had so much potential, and they just let it die, basically.
It's making me dizzy.
And now they did a lot of patches to correct it, and now it's actually a really great game. But you know, you've already lost the hype. You've already lost everyone's interest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only reason why I know that is because my PS4 reset itself, and I wanted to play the game again anyway, and it was completely different to my first experience. But
Okay.
you know, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so Final Fantasy and Last of Us are your two games
Yeah.
that you're looking forward to.
For sure.
Okay. Marty?
For me, look, I'm definitely excited about Final Fantasy as well and Last of Us.
You guys are too
but-
similar. I need to get
I
rid
know,
of you two.
But I'm actually really looking forward to the new Animal Crossing.
Oh, you would be.
I know. I am that bitch.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's fair.
But yeah, like
Nintendo
I genuinely am really excited for it. My only like worry is that it might end up like what I see Nintendo doing these days is just adding DLC onto games that have literally just come out.
Are you talking about like Sword and Shield?
Pokemon. Yeah.
But yeah.
How
And
old was that when they got the?
it's like a few months old.
Yeah, but I mean that's you don't want to leave it too long because
Can I
otherwise your
not?
audience.
I can.
Open
Okay.
parachute. Oh, never mind.
Did I die?
You don't want to leave it too long though, because otherwise your audience is going to forget about the
No,
game.
I
They're
get
going to
that.
move on.
I get
You need to strike while the iron's hot, I guess.
It is in a way smart. It's just the only thing is that they just could have added it when they made the game. Like
Yeah,
a lot of the content that they're adding. Like I appreciate like the new maps and stuff. That's pretty cool. But just adding more Pokemon just seems like a cheap way to.
If we stick just for a second, if we stick with this for a second, but like I actually think it's kind of smart. With all the I think the only thing that's backfiring a bit is the fact that there was such an uproar about not having all the Pokemon in the first place.
Right,
Attention was drawn to it.
Yeah.
If the attention wasn't there, and they were just like, cool, we're actually going to give you DLC. Give us some money, we'll get more maps in there. We're going to give you more content, more Pokemon. I think people would have been less angry about it. Like for me, I'm kind of like, cool. Like as a company, they got to make money. Like. It's all good and well for everyone to be like, they're not doing thing for charity. Like, but really, they need to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's still a company in the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah. And so for them to turn around and be like, no, we pay $40. You can have new maps, all the Pokemon. I think it's a little bit frustrating not having it from the start. But there was already such a variety of Pokemon that you could still collect that it didn't make a huge difference really. Like I haven't played the game and gone, oh, I really wish I could have got that one. I'm finding alternatives, and I'm finding new Pokemon as well that I'm liking. So, I don't know. I can understand the uproar, but I can also understand from a business point of view why they've done this, and I think it's very smart.
I think as well as like I think my main issue with it isn't really that like the game had DLC or whatever. I think it's just that these games have never had DLC before as well. So like these type of games like Pokemon's never had DLC. I just don't want to see Animal Crossing I don't want to see the base game lose out on something because they're waiting to release a DLC of it. But like if it's something that does benefit the game as a DLC option, but isn't part of like what the base game just should have been anyway, then I think I'd be more pleased about it. Which I'm not that mad about the Pokemon one. I think that was just because there hasn't been Pokemon DLC in the past.
There hasn't been DLC for Pokemon, but at the same time they have released Ultimate editions of games, of Pokemon games, which cost more.
Whole new game,
so really, if you want everything, you're then paying actually more than what this DLC is costing on top of the game. So.
Sure.
And the other thing is, I think, with what you're saying, it all makes sense. Like no one's upset about like the Breath of the Wild DLC because that actually added so much content.
Oh, it was amazing.
I never got around to it because I never completed the game to start off with, which I'm not I'm a little bit.
Yeah, I completed.
I got so frustrated. I kept getting stuck. It was amazing.
The end of the game.
It was amazing, and I kept telling people you need to switch because of this game, and that's half the reason why I got to switch. But yeah, I just kept getting stuck. But I think it's great that they're starting to explore that DLC route. I think DLC is a double-edged sword. Right. It can be really good if it's done right. Yeah. But if you do it wrong, you're gonna have the whole world against you.
My question is, how much is Nintendo charging for the Pokemon DLC?
Is it 40?
I think it's about 30 or 40. Yeah.
I can't remember if that was US though or not.
Yeah,
I think it might
depending
be
on
40
the
US.
AUD USD, I'm not too sure what the conversion
Yeah,
is.
so it could be about $60.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, but like I
I
said,
think
you
that's
compare
for
that.
both DLC combined. is
Yeah,
about-
it's
yeah.
everything.
Not, and one comes out like in June, and then the other one comes out in like autumn or something next year.
And you're comparing that to the Ultimate Edition, which didn't have, like for Sun and Moon, I think it was,
Right.
it didn't have nearly as much, get out of there, it didn't have nearly as much content, as far as I'm aware,
Yeah.
like added on, and they were charging still a general game
Right, yeah.
price for it. So really, yeah, you're paying double the amount. So I don't know. I can see both sides of it, but I still think it's actually, I think gamers whinge too much. That's what it
true.
is.
Look, you're not wrong.
But here's the other end of the spectrum.
Oh, here's the whinger. Sorry.
There you
Oh,
go. Yes.
ooh.
I'm a minority. I'm like,
Oh no.
but Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Right. Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting DLC.
Right.
We're expected to pay $50 or $60
Oh yeah.
for characters and story that should have been included in the base game.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that.
So to me, that aggravates me
Wait, is
because
it
they're just
people
They're not adding anything. They're just.
they're not. It should have been in the game off the bat. There shouldn't have been any reason to exclude it. You know what I mean?
Why do you always hit cop cars?
You're abandoning my follower? No, come back, lady.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back.
So yeah, so you're looking forward to Animal Crossing, as long as they don't screw around with the DLC, I guess.
You're worried about becoming like a mobile style, yeah?
Okay. Sorry.
Just blow up a car as you reverse. So you're mostly worried about becoming like mobile-esque Animal Crossing? Like
No.
pay to win kind of stitch?
Not really. The I found that the mobile Pocket Camp Animal Crossing was actually pretty true to the original. The only difference was obviously they did have in-game purchase, but I think what was so good about Pocket Camp was that the game didn't make you feel like you had to buy it to have a good time in the game. Like you get enough of the paid currency just playing the game, rather than having to purchase it sepapply.
Is there any other Switch games coming out? I don't stay up to date with Switch, so there's the mystery Pokemon Mystery.
Which is
Right.
currently a demo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a demo. I
I-
only found this out because one of my favorite YouTubers just did it. And I was like, oh,
Right.
okay.
Because I never got into the Dungeon Mystery because for me, Pokemon games were at its peak when you could collect Pokemon and you could treat it as such, like you were watching the show in a way. So you were battling, you were capturing, and then when the first Dungeon Mystery came out, I looked at it and went, what? Like, I don't know, to me it was just, I heard good things about it, and I'm not saying it's not good, I just it never tickled my fancy because I always thought it wasn't a pure Pokemon game.
Right. That's
So
fair.
I don't know. I'm sort of curious because I still like Pokemon, but I'm unsure.
Right. And I don't know. I think I'm not sure how my opinion stands with most other people, just because I've only played part of Soul Silver, and and only now played Sword and Shield.
Have you got both of them? Do you?
No, just
Oh, okay.
just Shield, but
Oh, that's right. We need to trade Pokemon.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, boy.
Yeah.
What's in here? Need some room jobs.
Is there the
Cars.
Breath of the Wild sequel?
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes.
When's that?
March, wasn't it?
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
March or May?
No, that's
no,
soon?
No, they didn't have confirmed.
Right.
But
That's not coming out.
It's probably going to be in development.
yeah,
starting in
well,
March.
Yeah.
they've no, I think they already have because the whole thing about the sequel was meant to be DLC.
Oh
They
yeah,
all
but
meant
it's
to do
too
it as
big.
DLC, and then they were
Oh,
like,
right, second
wait, we have
DLC,
such a
yeah.
huge thing, and there's such a huge response.
May as well.
And what's
Make more
the
money.
director's name again? I forgot. No,
No, I don't
because
know.
he's.
We don't know that much.
It's the same story what happened with Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask was meant to just be
Yeah.
kind of a
part
sub,
of it, yeah.
sub story, and then everyone was like so in love with Ocarina of Time they were getting demanded, and then I think Nintendo was like, you need to do something with this,
Yeah.
and that's the only reason why they did Majora's
Taking
Mask.
this with us.
Because it's still better off. You're better
Yeah.
off selling a full price game than doing DLC. Did you use force powers on that? So you're still better off, I guess. Yeah. For Nintendo, they're looking at going, well, if you've got that much content, instead of charging $40 for DLC, how about you charge $100 to actually,
For a new game.
put out a new game with all that content, you know, otherwise we're giving people a cheap game, essentially.
Right.
I think it's because also with the engine.
Yeah.
It's such a gorgeous engine. Like, I don't know, Zelda's always had such like a very strong footing when it comes to the art direction.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
The way it renders. Like, I know Wind Waker got bashed when it first came out. I was someone who bashed it because I was like, it looks like a kid's game. But it's now one of my favorites.
Yeah. I love
Skyward Sword was a weird hybrid that no one was really keen on.
I love how ridiculous this is.
This is whack.
I really like the art style. I really like the art style for Link's Awakening as well. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
didn't. I know
I
the
thought it was
game
very
has its
cute.
frame rate issues. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's been patched or not, but
Look, I agree with that. I'm sitting on the other side of the fence. I'm not a fan.
but I actually really like I really like the art of it though. I think the art looks really nice.
Anyone want to take over?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like some of that. You know, like I like the art style for Overwatch and Borderlands. The real
Right.
cartoony stuff. Even this is
Yeah.
real cartoon. Don't want to go down there. Yeah. So Final Fantasy for you and Animal Crossing. Any others?
Yeah. Excited about Last of Us 2 as well. But,
Yeah, that's fair call.
I think. I haven't really heard much else about games this year. Like.
It feels like there's not
I-
that much, does it?
Yeah.
I think
It's mostly
because
DLC.
consoles. No,
I
because
did-
consoles are sorting out the new ones.
True.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a way, I'm kind of looking forward to PS5 and Xbox.
I do know
Xbox.
that Doom Eternal is
Mm.
coming out as well.
My biggest problem with Doom is it feels very repetitive. I
Oh,
love
for
it, and
sure.
it's so much fun going
It
in there and
is.
just blowing a like demon's head off. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, I've done this. It's
Right.
just give me something else.
And
Mhm.
it's just a rinse and repeat of the same game a lot of the
Yeah.
time. As much as like it, would it's like there's no fault to it, sure.
No,
But like
plays amazing, looks amazing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like it's a very good stress relieving game.
Yes. Same with Wolfenstein, obviously.
Yeah, I used to play it getting home from you know where.
What?
But yeah, like it's a good game, but I think like they just need to stop remaking it. We've seen it a million times. We don't need the
Well, it's not so much a remake anymore. They're actually doing sequels, and they're getting big
Right.
reviews and stuff from it. So you wouldn't stop. But there needs to be more mechanics in it.
yeah.
You
like,
know,
change
like-
it up a little.
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
I agree
that's
with
all it needs. Just a bit
Yeah.
more depth. I think is the best way to put it.
Exactly.
The problem is if you start doing that, you start losing your key base. That's
Oh,
supportive
I mean,
from
you
the
don't
start.
have to get rid of
You might
your
not,
run and gun style. You can still keep that, but maybe
Yeah.
add in a couple of different elements. You know, different demons you have to do different things
like
to.
even
Or
game styles. You could throw in a better multiplayer
Mm.
addition to it, or
Does it even have multiplayer?
give it.
yeah,
like,
it does.
Oh, shit.
It's
Yeah.
actually really cool.
it
I
is
don't even
very
know
good.
that.
It's like Quake.
Yeah.
It's very much Quake, actually.
Just
Chilling.
worry.
Just chilling on the pier.
I thought the P went longer. For me, I think I don't know. There's not a huge deal I'm looking forward to. There's some games I'm curious about. I think is the best way to put it.
What are they? You haven't even said what you're keen for.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm
Kinda
getting there, but
like,
someone.
Give us some goss.
So I think Overwatch 2, I'm curious about. I wouldn't say I'm interested in it because I'm essentially getting the game just from having the first one, and I don't care about. As much as I love the lore and I want more lore, I don't care about a single player campaign or co-op campaign.
Mhm.
It's just wave.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm not a fan of wave. It feels repetitive.
Yeah.
So I'm not that keen on it, but I am interested to see the lore, and I'm interested in the
Right.
way they change that game up to make it a bit more interesting again, because I've fallen out of love with it, which is pretty big for me to say that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard to not say Cyberpunk 2077. It
Yeah.
really is. I'm surprised neither of you actually said it
I
because.
was gonna more about it getting delayed.
Well, we can lead into that, I guess, but to me that's not a surprise.
Mm-mm.
I was
Mm.
expecting that.
Not
I
at all,
really
yeah.
was.
Who's the developer for
The
that again?
scale of the game.
Project.
I'm not shocked.
Was it Project Red or whatever?
I
Oh,
genuinely.
CD Project Red. Project CD Red.
The
something
same
like that.
guys that did
Witcher.
Witcher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be awesome. I didn't get that in.
Buggy.
I didn't get that
Buggy
into
stuff.
it, but
I am tempted to play it now. That
Because of the
everything's-
show?
Well, yeah, you know the shows made the game like sell really.
Yeah, there's
stupidly
more
well
people
now
playing it now than
than
there were
ever
at the
was.
start.
Yeah, which is good on them. you
Yeah.
know? But
Come
oh,
on.
wow.
He's not moving.
Get out of my way, brusky. Oh yeah, take the little guy.
Oh,
Aw.
that was nice.
Just chilling. That was just a kid, bro.
He's just wearing his windbreaker. Puffer vest.
Yeah, so what have we got? Cyberpunk's been delayed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When's that been delayed to? Was that
September.
That's
Yeah.
the same time as Marvel.
It's way too convenient. September. I feel like that was always on the cards
Yeah.
because it'll be the same time as console releases and right before Christmas.
Yeah, see, this is my thing
Right.
with the delays. I'm getting concerned they purposely delayed it so they can tie in with the new ones.
It's
Yep.
strategic.
It really is.
But that happened last time there was a gen console thing.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's a new Zelda coming out, you know, and they kind of tease it a wee bit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what's that? Switch. What's the first trailer we got? Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
to me, I'm kind of like, where are we at, you know?
I feel like if the hype dies down is when they tend to delay it. Like when they hyped it up too much early on, and then they need to kind of they want to hype it up again. So like,
Final Fantasy.
all right, well, yeah, we need a
Yeah.
new way to like
100%.
market this. So let's just delay it and then figure out the marketing, and then we can go back into it. In a way, like I guess it is very smart. Wow, you shot him right in the crown jewels.
The
But yeah, like it's in one way strategic, in another way, like I can understand if it is like genuinely a creative team thing, like if they need more time for the game. I do respect that because working in the creative industries can be really annoying. You don't often get enough time to do what you need to do.
Well, both of you sort of work in that sort of.
Yeah.
So you both have a fairly good idea of what these guys would be going through with deadlines and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
It is.
Producers are
Yeah.
very different from the creative team, and it tends to be like a lack of communication, I guess, that ends with these things getting delayed.
Well, that's been like a huge issue. I think last year, that's why like the huge gaming community news was mostly about, was just the stress and
Yeah.
poor
Yeah.
management and everything, and that's why
Yeah.
you constantly have games that have been janky as all hell,
Yeah.
then patch day one. But you know,
But that was the issue that everyone had with not the issue, but that's what everyone praised Animal Crossing for.
Right.
Because they were going on about, they just said it was too much effort,
Yeah.
and they needed to give everyone a break. So, and everyone gave them a pat on the back, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing,
No, yeah, I
um,
get what you mean.
but there's still that stigma around it, as in like, well, are you giving them a break, or were you trying to, I mean, theirs isn't as suspicious because they pushed it back till after the holidays, so I think theirs was genuine, but
yeah, because they're not trying to fall
Genuinely
within
creative
a
effort,
good sales time. 'Cause
Yeah.
it really doesn't.
no.
I think as well, like after your first round of feedback from an audience, if they do like delay it at that point, I think it's a good thing, because like once they released information about New Horizons, they then said to people, oh, we're gonna need to delay it probably because the feedback from the fan base may have been different than what they were producing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if they'd heard, like, especially, like, what I was saying, I don't really want it to be a different game. Like, I genuinely love Animal Crossing for the way it is. It's just, I kind of wanted just an update with the graphics and added, like, customization and fun stuff that you can just kind of, like, it's always been a chill game.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to add, like, a massive change to it. But if they were maybe going for that, you know, they may have had to be like, ooh,
Yeah.
we're gonna delay it because
We guffed
that
up.
was what we were doing.
Like, I don't know, like Final Fantasy VII seemed like it was on the right path. Like all the releases, or releasing like little tidbits, like the character profiles, some screen grabs, and it seems
Legit.
relatively done.
Yeah.
The demo was very fun, to be honest.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't
Did you
know.
play the demo, did you?
No, PAX.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't get a PAX.
Yeah. I didn't either, which still breaks my heart. Cause
Yeah, I went to esports open, so that was cool.
Yeah.
True,
I
but
sneaked a photo of Cloud for.
I remember I was like,
Because the man's was like, like I
My
took
boy.
my phone out, and the man's was like, photos, and I was like, it's just I want to take a photo of Cloud. It's not the game.
sorry, Finn. But what else is there? There's
So Avengers also got delayed.
Right.
that got a lot of flack though. I feel like because it's a now well loved movie
Right.
or series, I should say. But they have the whole licensing issues because of the actors that can't use the same face,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So which is understandable, but the character models didn't look too hot.
No. That's,
So I think that's why a lot of people like, thank God.
Okay.
Yeah. But when did that was September.
It
Final
didn't-
Fantasy
yeah.
being pushed back to when? And it was after my holiday. I forgot when though.
No, I'm not.
September.
Is
I think
it
I think it's September as well. I'm pretty sure it is. I could definitely be wrong. Let's be real. But then there's what? Last of Us got pushed back to March? Because that was
Right, that was going to be released
Feb.
yeah.
Yeah, and that got pushed back to March.
Look, that's not a bad pushback.
Yeah,
though.
so that's not that
I'm
bad.
happy with that.
They could have just honestly had an
Um,
issue with like
the
like,
engine or something maybe.
It
not
was
even
just
that, maybe even just like packaging. You
I
know?
think
Yeah.
it was Naughty Dog. They
Yeah.
were just like, we want to make sure we get like the best. What was that? We want to get the best results from like Naughty Dog
Yeah.
quality. And I
Which
was
is
like,
fair because they've got a
Yeah.
reputation at the
They
moment.
They
have
do,
to.
they
They
do,
definitely do. Because what else have they released since Last of Us 1?
Uncharted.
Yeah.
That's like they most
And then they
continuous
had the
staple.
Ratchet and Clank. Wasn't there a new one
I think there was.
or a remaster or something like
Did
that?
they
The one
do,
on
did they do
PS4?
Ratchet and Clank?
I think so. Maybe.
Did they do it?
I know they did one. I can't remember if that was. That's since. Yeah, that has been since then. It's
It
actually
was,
not bad.
Yeah, it was.
It was based on the movie as well, or the movie was
Yeah.
based on. It was the same thing.
Because Last of Us originally was like earlier, then they re-released it on PS4.
Yep.
So yeah, but since then I'm pretty sure they've done quite a few things. They did. Did they work on no? But yeah, lots of stuff.
Yeah. Who else is there? There was. I think those are the main ones that have been delayed. Overwatch? Was there any news on Overwatch 2?
Nothing so far.
They just said it's in
No.
development, basically.
I don't think
They released a
Yeah.
teaser trailer at Blizzard event.
BlizzCon.
That's it. I almost said Blizzard World. I was like, no, that ain't it.
That's a map.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think there's much else.
No, there's not much. It was just a slew of games that decided they were getting delayed.
Right. Yeah.
I
It's
think
kind of like.
It seems too fitting though.
Yeah.
All around September or around that bridge,
Yeah.
And the other thing that got delayed was Cyberpunk 27's multiplayer.
Oh right.
That's
Yeah.
being delayed till next year.
Yeah.
So, which I'm not. Anyone who's playing the game for the multiplayer, I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. I mean, GTA didn't come out with multiplayer to start off with, and that's thriving.
Right,
So
yeah.
Even now, like, I'm not huge in GTA, but
Right.
you
know,
gotta
multipla-
respect.
Yeah,
like,
I respect
That's
it.
like,
the thing, yeah.
the free content they've put out constantly. The the way they've looked after that online mode. People
Yeah.
are annoyed they didn't release story content, which I can understand, but at the same time, I think that story content actually just ended up going into the multiplayer,
Yeah.
which you can
exactly.
play by yourself anyway. So it's like, you know,
Because like most of the story was pretty
they're just
concise,
heists.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I played majority towards the end, but then I kind of
Yeah.
my PS4 killed itself,
Yeah.
so I had nothing.
Oh,
So
okay.
then I just couldn't be bothered playing it again.
Yeah.
But for what I could tell, the story was pretty fluid.
It was a lot of fun.
It didn't seem janky. It was pretty like, oh,
Yeah.
this makes sense. Well written. Same with Red Dead. Like Red Dead's always been a good
Right.
example for them.
The fact that
People
Rockstar
they
could.
hate me. I've never played Red Dead.
I didn't play the first one. I played the second one.
I've only played a wee bit,
Yeah.
so I can't.
But I think that credit has to be given to Rockstar where
Right. Yeah.
they managed to not only release a good game, but release it over 2 generations and a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it stayed
the
solid.
playability is insane. You know.
I played it on every single console, I think,
Yeah.
multiple times. So I got it on PS3 to start off with. And
Yeah.
then, I don't know if I played on 360, but I played on Xbox One, PS4, PC.
Yeah.
And I remember when they announced it for the new consoles, or now the current consoles, and and we played it, and I remember looking at it going, oh my god, this looks amazing. Like, they upped the detail on it so much. So they also had the plan for it. And then about a year later, they were like, oh yeah, and it's coming on PC. And it just looked like, again, another level higher.
Right.
And I just thought it was amazing. They managed to keep that game so relatable, I guess. And so, in time, like, PlayStation kept announcing their top 10 games. And it, like, for the week. And I don't think GTA ever left the top 10 except for maybe a handful of times in the whole time it's been out, which is incredible.
Yeah.
It's like the only time it ever really dips is when there's just like a lowering in the player base, and especially was like Twitch as well has brought back a lot of GTA players because a lot of people play, you know, GTA RP or like you know,
they do the whole
like
thing.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just a whole system now, and it's really interesting. You can play it, you know, casually. You can play it with friends. You can play it for fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of all round game.
Pretty well done.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else in terms of. You get TF2 heads. I just saw it pop up.
That's kind of cool. Who was your favorite TF2 character? For me, it was definitely Pyro.
Yeah, I would say Pyro because he had the best background, especially when they released that video.
Yes, the Beatles one.
Not the Beatles one. No.
The Candy one.
The candy.
Yeah,
I
it has
think
like the Beatles song in it. I could definitely be. I'm
Yeah,
probably
no.
definitely wrong. Knowing me, it's wrong.
No, you're thinking of the right thing. Sorry, I'm blocking your head right now.
You're fine.
Block my head.
Absolutely fine.
Wow. Hell City Fireflies.
Yeah, because that was from when we were doing
Yeah, I remember. I was just trying to call you out.
Can't do it.
This is what you're thinking of. I don't know if I have to copyright this, but
I'm pretty sure you'll have to.
I don't own the content for this. Have you seen this, Marty?
I don't think so.
Oh, this is. I'm sure it's got the gangster music going on in the background. I remember TF2 being my go-to game.
Same. It was my go-to for years.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed that it kind of just went to the dogs. I remember having that gun as well.
Same.
It would literally just blow out bubbles. And it would change the whole landscape.
Oh my goodness.
Did you never play
the
TF2
goggles.
at all?
It's actually a fun game, but
It's
now
so
it's...
good. I think you can still play it, like it's still good.
But we tried playing it and we were just like, what is happening? It felt really slow, didn't it?
Yeah, unless you're a scout.
Yeah.
My goodness. It's fantastic.
This is the Overwatch before Overwatch, and it was
100%.
like genuinely, that's what the game was.
Yeah.
This is where most of the inspo came from,
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yep, this is Blizzard saw that and they'll.
For sure.
May's pretty much Pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna be sniper.
Struth.
Oh, I didn't.
That's Angry Grumblies.
Angry Storm.
But yeah,
yeah.
What's next on the agenda?
I don't think there's much else,
we
honestly.
pretty much covered it pretty solidly.
Yeah.
Solid cover up.
I wonder if anyone's got any other games we probably don't know about, but it's kind of flown under the radar.
Right, yeah. That's good. Good question.
Yeah. I'll probably only got one on Facebook, maybe YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's any other.
Fucking love this video. It's about the engineer. He's just playing guitar and then he like loses his shit.
I just realised it was still playing. I didn't realise.
Because it's like everyone's shooting his turrets and stuff. And he's like,
Yeah.
fucking leave him.
Oh, the head
Aw.
disappears. No.
Oh, the face though. Is she okay? It's like a white face.
I told you, I based it off Taylor Swift.
No, the lady you stole the car from.
It just pops back on.
It looks like a Woody.
Oh, she
I like it. I like it. There's this giant head chasing after her.
Oh my god. Knock her over.
Oh wow. Oh no.
She looks like what's his face from Half-Life?
Oh, true though.
Yeah.
I think.
Whoa.
Who is he?
Clearly a ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, clearly not a ninja after
Dead,
that.
dead ninja. Wait, what?
Oh my god, that car has a sign in it. What is happening?
So I think this concludes our
Yes.
inaugural episode of Xer0 Idea.
Yes.
As you can tell, we have zero idea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Someone stop me, please.
Any feedback towards this is greatly appreciated.
God's play.
Negative or positive, but may I reiterate, any negative feedback with no context or actual idea of how to do this better, I will ignore and probably block from the page because I've suffered from that before and that's just not cool.
It's called trash suggestion.
Yeah, like you can say this sucks. Tell us why though.
Give us constructive criticism.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's
give
just
examples.
criticism, get your booty out of here.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
constructive, we love you.
You know what? Even if it's positive, tell us why it's been good. You know,
Yeah, what do
valid.
you like? What do you hate?
Yeah.
Why?
You know, do you not like me running over people? That's fair enough, but I quite like that, so I probably won't stop.
I'm also quite
Can't
into
stop
that,
myself.
yeah.
Stress relieving.
Yeah, and without sounding like one of those typical YouTube douchebags, I guess, make sure to like the page, share it with a friend, tell a friend. I don't know, any suggestions on getting audio version of this? We might do some audio versions, so, because I know for me personally, I don't really watch podcasts, but I certainly listen to them a lot in the car, so definitely something we'll look into. Yeah, any ideas of how we can do this better, or what you really liked, let us know. Give the page a like. Plenty of gameplay videos coming. This is just the easiest one we could pump out for now. That is terrifying!
What is that?
Lord.
Boy.
Good
Um,
Lord.
But yeah, so all in all, thank you for watching, or if you watch the first 5 minutes even, because I understand not watching this whole lot. Yeah, really appreciate it, and thank you for giving us attention, because that's why we do this, is the attention.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Grassy ass.
They stay